Welcome, collectors, and thank you for joining me for this very special edition of Diecast Emporium. In today's video, we're going to be taking a look at 3 of my all-time favorite NZG 150th scale cat models. This is the 416 family of cat backhoe loaders. On top, you have the original 416. Bottom left, you have the 416B, and bottom right, you have the 416C. For a long time, these were widely considered by industry experts and collectors alike to be the best cat backhoes in 150th scale, and there are many collectors to this day, here late in the year 2021, that believe these still, overall, are the best, most functional cat backhoe models that have ever been made in 150th scale. As we go throughout this video, I'm going to be unboxing and reviewing all 3 of these, and it is important to keep in mind that the basic casting for this model was made in the late 1970s, released in the early to mid 1980s. So keep that in mind as we progress throughout this video. So let's start from the top. Let's begin with the original Cat 416. Also, important to note that while I have accumulated these throughout the past 15 years, I purchased all of these secondhand because when I first started collecting cat models, at least the 150th scale high-dollar cat models, it was the late 1990s. That's really when Norscott was in charge. So most all of my NZG models I have purchased secondhand. So again, important to note that as we go through the video. All right, back on topic. Here's the box. You can see the original Cat 416 here. On the back, Backhoe Loader, as well as all of these different information. NZG model is an authorized cat model manufacturer, art number 285. All right, let's push this thing out. Now, also, they made many different versions of each of these backhoes. As you can see here, this is more of a standard backhoe, but they also made them with impact hammers. This has ROPS, but they also made them with enclosed cabs, special paint and finishes, including one for the NASCAR Caterpillar race team of the 1990s. That was the 96 car driven to literally no success by David Green. All right, let's get the backhoe loader out here. As you can see, rudimentary at best. You can see that the levers or joysticks for the backhoe are literally 2 knobs. But you do have great functionality. You have working outriggers, stabilizers that go down, and they are strong enough to this day to hold the model off the ground. You have a working backhoe, which works just fine. Goes below the machine. You have a bucket that curls all the way in. It is high enough to get over the side of a 150th scale dump truck, if you wanted to mimic dumping your material in the back. And you may have noticed, but check this out. You can move the seat, the operator seat, to the back or to the front. So you could even swivel the seat around back then. Now, obviously, there's no hydraulic lines. You have these obtrusive rivets all the way throughout, and obviously some paint chipping as the ages and the years go on. But basic overall casting, not bad. At the front, your loader arms, fantastic. All the way up to here. Your dumping angle, again, phenomenal. And plenty high enough to get over the side of a 150th scale dump truck. No issues there at all. So that is the original 416. Let's get this out of the way. We'll move on to the second version, which is the 416B. Also, they also made these with the side shift, so you can actually see this on this box. So they also made these with the more European-style side shift mechanisms on them. So there's a ton of different versions of these backhoes out there. All right, so here's your NZG tag for this one. All right, packaging stuff out of the way. So now we're in the 1990s, the early part of the 1990s. You can see that the trade dress has changed from the Pac-Man era to the Pyramid era, but basic functionality remains the same. It is still really, really good. You still have the same joysticks in the back. You can still swivel the chair around. You have 416B up here. Your stabilizers, again, are the same. Don't mind this little bit of styrofoam on the wheels. Any of the NZG models that come in styrofoam, guys, obviously you're going to run into that. But you can get that off with an X-Acto knife. And then you carefully raise your bucket up. These cylinders are so stiff on these older models. And again, amazing functionality that is still there, even today. Underneath here, you still have the same basic casting. I don't know if this is going to zoom for you guys, but hopefully it will. There we go. So you see article number 285. This one underneath that is 285-1, which is this version, the B. And you can see that it was amended in 1992 for the B version of this. So there you go. I said early 1990s. Here's your early 1990s B model. All right, let's take a look at the last version. So this is the C version. I am not entirely sure whether or not this is the correct packaging for this, because it shows the side shift mechanism, and obviously this is not a side shift backhoe. I have been told that many of these were sold with this generic style packaging where it doesn't say 416B, it just says Cat Backhoe Loader. The reason being this is at the very end of the NZG license agreement with Caterpillar, so they were just kind of pushing these out. They weren't really interested in getting the subtleties of the packaging correct. So that's what I've been told on this. So as far as I know, this is correct. And there you go, on the side label, you have the sticker 416C. All right. More packaging material. Of the three, I'd have to say the 416C, this version, is my favorite. Only because this is kind of the one I've seen the most, the one that's the most current, the one that you're most likely to see still on job sites today. So here it is. So you have, this is number 434, and also another way to tell that this is also accurate in terms of packaging is that NZG would actually X out. So you have article number 434, model number under here, number 434. So there you go. All right, so this obviously has a little bit of casting revision to it on here, the newest version. You have a few more sticks for your gears and levers. Obviously, your backhoe mechanism has been revised to reflect the current change on the much newer design of the tractor on the backhoe loader. You still have phenomenal functionality. No issue there. Plenty high enough to go over the side of a truck, as I've demonstrated even on the first version of this model. And on the back side of things, again, we'll get this out of here so there's no zoom clash. On the back side of things, once again, great functionality on your backhoe mechanism with putting your outriggers down. Your stabilizers, call them what you will. They serve the same purpose. The only thing I wish they would have implemented on this, on the C version, which again would have been too much to tool in, and again, they're not really throwing in a whole lot of investment money at the end of their tenure here, but to actually have, the extending section, which I think Case called the Extend-A-Hoe, to put that on the 416 would have been awesome. So there you go, collectors. I wanted to do this in kind of an unorthodox Diecast Emporium review instead of reviewing all three of them separately. I know years ago I reviewed the original 416, so that's in its own separate video you can find if you dig deep through the channel. But I wanted to do all three of these simultaneously together in the same video so you can see. Also under here, you can see here at the very bottom, forgive the auto zoom, there you go, right here, 1997. So we're talking literally within the last year of NZG and CAT's agreement. So you guys let me know down in the comments section below which of these is your favorite. In terms of functionality, guys, it is identical on all of these. The lifting height, the dump angle of the loader, part of the backhoe loader, is identical, and the backhoe functionality, more or less, is identical on all of these. So if you could add any of these to your collection, which one would it be and why? Until next time, take care, and thank you so much for watching. I'm Tommy with Diecast Emporium. I'll see you in the next review.